little better. It's better still. Trying to get more of the bench than of me. Okay. Yeah, still might bring it down. Yep. All right. Let's put everything away. Hey, Joe. Good morning. How are you? Back home, back at the bench. Forget to bring down the glasses, I think. Let's get to bring them down later. Doing good. How about you? No complaints. A little tired, but okay. A little tired, but okay. You know, vacation was nice. Well, now back home, back in the grind. You know, stuff like that. Yeah. Huh. Yeah, the D space have parallel walls. By the looks of things, I haven't broken out calipers, but they sure look like it. Hello. There we go. Hey, Peter. Good morning. 0.15. All right, pencil. Sanding sponge. Just going to put everything away this morning. Those can stay like here. That can go there. Okay. You both home and got internet again. We have internet. Joe, did you lose internet too? Yeah, we have internet. I do have to work on a little bit on my architecture to get things to boot up a little bit better. But yep, internet is back. All right, that's hanging. Let's break out this guy. Okay. Hey, Edwin. Good evening. All my systems are running, Dave. Nice. That's in there. This can go back. There we go. Leave that here for the moment. That's it there. Okay. We're going to leave those out because those are likely going to get used. What's going on, Edwin? How are you? And he's going to way back there. There we go. Backpack. Okay. Look at those paper towels. Yeah, look at those. What's going on, Ray? Watched Mystery Men last night. All those cameos that are in it. It's such a good superhero movie. Go ahead. That's a blast from the past show. Oops. Let's find home for that. We're going out a bit today, trying another pizza joint. Verdict is my usual spot is better. Nice. It's always good to try different places. You just never know, right? Just never know. All right. I think we are going to get back to the nacelle work tomorrow, but I think today, maybe we'll see. Today we're going to do a little bit of this, kind of working on the scribing that we started yesterday. In fact, I think I'm going to do this double line thing that I talked about. There's such a mess in there. Let's see. Truckload with biplanes, and I'm headed to the field. Well, one triplane. Nice. In the tryout part in the movie, Doug Jones and Dane Cook are in it. Really? Wow. God. It's been fairly youngsters back then. All right, let's anchor if I can. There we go. Sorry, guys. Give me a second here. It's doing what it wants to do, I guess. Fucker. Sorry, guys. Give me a moment. I apologize. So doing this with my left hand is not the easiest thing. In fact, we're going to go this way in hopes. Nah, I need to find a better way of securing this thing. All right, let's see what we got here. Ellen, Michigan is the pizza capital of the world. Let me know. My other account is The Pizza Guru. Good morning, George. Hello, everyone. Tony, good morning. How are you? What's going on, man? I guess I could go in. Try to go on the inside. There we go. Okay. Get some coffee going here. 2 weeks ago, I was at another pizza joint, and there I met the man who brought Pizza Hut in. Really? Does he? Was he running the place, or what was the story there, Edwin? That sounds kind of interesting. Nothing new, just getting the morning started. For another wonderful day of running mom around. Yeah, Tony, is this sort of like is this sort of like a daily routine? Meaning that your mother's got a bunch of different things, and you're the one who kind of shuffles her around on a daily basis. Okay, since that's the second time that's happened, there will not be a third. Where do I want to put the UV light? We're going to put it right there. Yes, we are. $14. Of course, it would help if I didn't have a. All right, 14. And what does this look like? 13? Sure, we'll do 13. Sounds good to me. Let's see. So, mom has a hair appointment today. It is usually dad I'm taking to doctor appointments, but it's mom's turn, I guess. Yeah. If it isn't one, it's the other, right, Tony? You know, the pizza shop now called Fresh Batch. Pizza Hut is dying here, and they just sold to a Chinese group like a month ago, moved away from Yum Group. Interesting. That's interesting. This is going to be a fun experiment because I've got to do 1, 2. So that should be. Yeah, 13 is good. I'm good with 13. Try to do this without snapping the other shoulder. All right. And then we're going to go down. Sorry, guys. Give me a second here. I apologize. Actually, don't even have to fucking worry about that. All right, let's see what we got. Sorry, guys, just trying to get some. I'm gonna try to get some scribing done today. We're actually gonna put some lines down on this thing. Okay, good. Nothing missed. Go with the 2 mil wide stuff. I think this is 2. Let's see. It's closer to 3. Yeah, 3.5. Anyway, how's everybody's Friday? Hopefully everybody had an enjoyable rest of your Friday, except for everyone who's gone now through and into Saturday. Going to come across the top and down, and then we're going to go a millimeter in and do the same thing, except for that line, in and do the same thing, except for that line. This is my anchor point. Let's see if, like I said, if we can get some scribing started today. Today is Tuesday for me. Yay. What's going on, Robert? Good morning. One piece. Let's get the second one done. Working Cash politely asking me to go downstairs, but I have work to do in the office. Yeah. Robert, how you feeling, brother? I hope this pans out. This double scribing with riveting inside. We'll know in a little bit. Hey, Mike, good morning. How are you? Just can't find a pattern on hanging in there. Had another blood sugar a few days ago after work out of nowhere. Might have been caused by the yogurt I had for a snack, but unsure. Oh, man. Hey, Tom, good morning. Can't find a pattern on what's making me go low. This time, worryingly, I had no symptoms. Shit. I'm sorry, Robert. Damn. I'm prepping for a road trip to New Hampshire. Family or vacation? Mike, FYI, I have grabbed your Turn 4 logo from your website and have now put it onto the PatCon 2026 Kids Make and Take site. At some point when you guys are back, I'd like to kind of finalize a few things with regards to the Kids Make and Take. Let me know when that might work for you. Family celebration for life. Nice. Yeah. Awesome. Sister? Thankfully, I didn't go below 66, but I had a CGM and alerted me to drop when I hit 71. And was going to be at 55 in 20 minutes. So I drank some juice to avoid the critical shit. Wow. All right. We decided on, what do we decide on for gas? I think we're going to do 0.1s here. In fact, I could probably do this. Exterior metal, 0.1. Interior metal, 0.15. Or the other way around. That's what the other way around. We're going to go 0.15 on the exterior here and then 0.1 on the interiors. Every week of nothing, did some panel line scribing. Nice. How did it come out, Tom? I'm doing the easier of the two of the panel line scribing sessions. I've got a lot of I might work on the head. The body is giving me a little bit of a trouble here. Haven't figured it out completely, but we'll see. This will determine whether or not I'm going to continue with the two scribed lines, 0.15, 0.1 with riveting in the middle. Send away the raised lines and scribe the new ones. Yeah. How's the Air Comet coming along, by the way? Thank you. So far, so good. It does look like I'm carving into. That might be just the ink that I laid down. Let's see. Kinda a really cool host family friend that she always considered my parents hers as well. I grew up with all her. Oh wow. I'll let you know next time we get to mass. Yeah, sounds good, Mike. And again, Mike, we got plenty of time, but I'm pretty excited. We got your logo up. My hope is to have the PatCon site up at least partially by end of day tomorrow. It's a work in progress. Huh? Still in box? Nice. Still in box. I love it. All right, we're gonna do. I mean, it's hard to tell if I'm doing very light passes. I'm trying not to go really heavy with the passes. I'm also doing the Chris Pabs methodology, which is you move the part, not the chisel. Okay. Kind of gumming up there in the corners. Kind of came up quite nicely. take off the tape. Oops. Oops. See what it looks like. I think it looks pretty good so far. And it did round a little bit, which I really kind of liked. Okay. I think we got the first line down. Pretty happy with it. We are going to now do the, I think we're going to do the, maybe we'll do the other exterior. We'll do the one on the back side here. I think that sounds good. Which means, let's measure this again. Memory serves 14 and 13. And 13. Yeah, great. This way. Okay. There we go. Let's see. I've been plugging along with the construction of the Academy. Mutt, these 135 have some tiny parts. Yeah, they do. Oh, yeah, they do, Mike. But are you like it? Excuse me. Are you having fun with it? Are you liking it? Don't want to work out this morning. Also feeling lazy. Good for you. Working out, that sounds like work. Remember, working out, work. Yuck. Leave the chisel there. Let's get the marker. No way, really? That far down, huh? Yeah, I guess it is that far down. Damn. $14. This is interesting. Bend to 21. That's you know what? This might not be even. I keep forgetting that this may not, unlike a modern Gundam, this may not be a perfectly even piece. Let's take another measurement. I could have totally botched that. Not 16. 16. Whew. I still should go. Been making decent progress in weight loss. Hey, you know what, Tom? And all kidding aside, yes, you should go. All kidding aside. So I'm forcing myself to just assemble and not paint and detail as I go. I think the next one I'll paint and detail as I go. Do things a little differently. Yeah, one of the nice things about armor that I've always liked is that you don't have to. I'm going to just turn this camera down a little bit more. Is that you don't have to paint until near the end. I've always liked that. So Short claiming the U.S. to be the oldest country in the world with the richest culture, the best schools, and the smartest people like Stephen Hawking and Leonardo da Vinci. Well, as long as you're having productive time, Peter. Wow. That sounds something that resembles productive. All right, now we're going to go straight down, and this should be 13. And the answer is yes, it is right there. 13. And this is the fun one. $25. $25. How's that looking? Do a check off the center just to see what it looks like. $12. 11, 12, close enough. What idiot short you watched? That's the part that totally different than auto building. Some even paint and 100% the body before anything. Hold it a second, Mike. They'll paint the entire body before final assembly to get that gleam. Really? Oh, see, this is something that we're gonna have to talk a little bit about at some point. Again, this is the part of not understanding how every genre in scale modeling has its own picadillos, and this might be one of those. So yeah, I couldn't be that wrong. I was a re-uploaded from TikTok, I think. I sure hope it was satire. I sure hope so. I doubt it. There's a lot of misinformation out there, guys. A lot of misinformation. Unfortunately. Scribing tape. Right here. Let's get some more pieces down. Absolutely. Some say if the body don't come out correctly, why bother with the rest? Interesting. So I'm assuming then the body itself just gets dropped right on the frame, right? Interesting. I'm trying to remember when I've watched very few car modelers actually build models, Mike. The only one I remember is Plasmo, and most of the time he does all his assembly first and then does painting. Huh. I'm learning something new. Come on. Just need you to move up just a smidge. That'll do. let's see. I think a hard reset on the internet may be necessary. Good luck with that. Pandora's box has been opened, correct, Jesse? An interior become one, and the body drops over the top. Interesting. I got to tell you, fascinating stuff. Plasma with cars actually paints each section of the car as the body being last. Yeah. He does the full assembly of each section, though. Yeah. Well, I mean, that's the same thing with like when he's done what they call it. When he's done AFVs, wheeled AFVs. And the interiors always get painted first. I understand that, like if you got a cockpit or a driver's area, yeah, you're going to do that. But it's fascinating that it actually gets done. Oops, sorry guys, give me a second here. I need to catch that line. But it's fascinating that the body is actually completed before. We'll come in just a smidge down here. I'm sorry, guys. Give me a moment here. That the body gets completed fully prior. That's fascinating. All right. Let me see my lines here. That one's done. Let's just do a quick measure on this one because the lines disappeared a bit. Yeah, that'll do. That'll do. Let's just stamp down on this thing real quickly. We'll start scribing in just a moment. Well, it doesn't look interesting enough. That looks right. Yeah, looks right from here. Fuck it, just do it. Assembly myself. I do all the exterior body work and get it in primer, but save the final detail painting till just about the end. Everyone has their different ways. Yeah, interesting, Mike. All right, I love learning this stuff. This is great. Okay. Quick measure. Yep. Good enough. Good enough. Siblings, not twins. I missed the paper rolls. Good. My son. Nice. All right, let's start drawing in a line. Scribing a line, I should say. Not sure if anybody's caught the tour at all, the Tour de France. I know at least one person here will not. But what a absolutely fabulous tour it's been so far. And I think it is going to be another one of those. Tadej Pogacar is going to likely win, and he is setting himself up to be one of the two greatest cyclists of all time, the other one being Eddie Merckx. Okay, we got the lines done. Mike comes to an end. Thanks for attending. All time to hit the road. Need to be in Keene at noon. Alrighty, Mike. Safe travels, brother. Say hi to Kim. My love to you both. Love it. That's good. All right. Let's scribe in sans tape now. Probably invert this thing a little bit. Come this way. There we go. All right. So we have here now. Sorry, guys. Just want to get this. That was kind of wild. What we have here now. All right. Is the exterior line. So now I've got to do a box here and a box there. Great. Yeah, I'm sure Peter feels the same way about cycling the way I feel about when Tim talks about football or anybody talks about golf. Oh. Hey, Mike. Okay. So now one of these is going to be a 0.15 and the other one is going to be a 0.1. What am I doing now? This is 0.15. All right. I'm going to do, this is going to be fun because this is on a curve. We're going to drop this line in. Let's actually get some of this cleaned off. Because now any lines that have been drawn on aren't necessary from over here. And there's literally only one line left to draw. Okay, there we go. All right. Let's see if you guys can see them. Probably not. There it goes. All right. So you can see there the lines. You can just faint the white lines there. There's one. And there's the ones on the back. So what we're going to do now is we are going to join those two lines in a box formation. That's actually good. It'll come up a little bit higher up here. I'm going to create a box. 2. Yep. Question is, how thick do we want that box to be? 1 millimeter would be 72 millimeters, which would be approximately a 2-inch bend with the riveting right down the middle. I mean, let's take a look to see. I think these things are pretty thin. You got me all wrong, George. I would like the Tour de France more if they were honest, drug up all the competitors. They were randomly spontaneous combustion during race. I need to make the assumption right now, Peter, that things are in a different place than they were, say, a decade ago. I'm feeling the same way, by the way. On Peacock here in the United States, which is the service, the one who's bringing the Tour de France to us here in the United States, right? There is a show after the tour called The Move, and it is hosted by Lance Armstrong, the biggest cheat in history, George Hancappy, his lieutenant, who's also a cheat. Yeah, NBC is Peacock. That is correct. Catch you later, George and everyone. Time to go take care of Dad and start the day. Take it easy, Tony. Have fun with your mom today, too. At least try to make it a good time with her out. And Sir Bradley Wiggins, who won the tour once. And don't get me wrong, very, very good, everything like that. But he's primarily a time trialist, not a stage racer. And he raced the tour once and then kind of stopped. It's like, all right, whatever. His teammate, Chris Froome, went on to win a bunch of times afterward. He should be the guy out there, but I'm thankful he's not. The Move, I can't watch. I will not watch anything with guys who, have a show about a sport that they basically cheated in. Yeah, can't do that. However, having said that, right now, my assumption is from a lot of the reporting that I'm reading is that there's probably a lot less going on in terms of doping. Are they doing things with body chemistry and sleep and, understanding the physiognomy? Yes. Tour de France Death Race 2000. Okay. Hey, I get it. You're not a fan. Totally get it. NBC is Peacock. That is correct. Okay. So now let's do the boxing. I haven't decided yet. 2 millimeter would that be? I could do that. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then let me take a look. How big is 2 mil? Yeah, not too bad. Could do that. And then come in 1 mil on either side of that. It's possible. Probably sneaking in electric motors to avoid doping. I hope that those bikes are thoroughly checked out. Yeah. And again, I don't have tolerance for people who cheat. I don't. My assumption right now is, let's put it this way. All these guys in any high level of sport are probably doing something that'll put them in a better position. I get it. Hopefully they're doing it in a way that works with their body chemistry, not enhancing it. I don't want to bring up all the new way they've been caught trying to cheat, Tom. Go for it, Peter. Let them, like I said, if you want to. I still consider it to be the greatest sport out there. So what are your thoughts on electric motors in leisure biking? I don't have an opinion outside of one thing, Tom. I think any electric vehicle that can go 20 plus miles an hour should require some kind of licensing, meaning that you're going fast enough, right? If you're hitting 30, absolutely some kind of licensing, whether on the road or on a trail. And I also think whether it has pedals or not, doesn't matter. And you should wear a helmet, protective gear. In Massachusetts, we have laws for motorcycles. I think those same laws need to be followed. Frankly, I think kids having electric bikes is stupid. First of all, and this is George's going to sound like an old guy, and I get it. And I'm totally comfortable with feeling like an old man saying this. Whatever happened to just riding a bicycle? Now we have to make it even lazier to ride a bicycle. Whatever happened to having a skateboard? Now we have to have an electric scooter? I don't get it. It's a whole social media channel that makes fun of the day's F1 cheats, and it's hysterical. Yeah. Locks are made for honest people. Yeah, Joe, kind of right. If somebody wants to cheat, they're going to cheat. That's just the nature of it. I hate to put it that way, but that's just the way it is. All right. Put it that way, but that's just the way it is. All right. Let's do this. How much time I got? I got plenty of fucking time. I've been gone for a few days. I'm owed. Whoops. I'm owed. I would ask, are there any sports where people don't cheat? Are there sports where, somebody does not cheat? If you can give yourself an advantage, sometimes because, you have to. I'm not saying I accept it. I'm just saying I see it. The motorist is on my mother's bike is a godsend, as she can still go for a ride at her age and be sure to make it home and not tire out halfway. Okay. I'm not saying that they're purely evil, Peter. I never said that at all. I think that they're changing the nature of what is considered a bicycle, and I'm not a big fan of that. I would rather her just say, why don't we call it, instead of an electric bike, why don't we call it a moped? It's the same thing. Ping pong. There's cheating in ping pong. How you hold, not necessarily how you hold the paddle, but necessarily what's the material inside. Maybe you put something in there to give that ball a little bit more of a snap. Or you're doping. Take a look at the arm of that player. Maybe it's like 16 times the size of his other arm or her other arm. Just saying. All right. Let's do some lines. Let's do lines. We are going to go to 2 millimeter. I think a nice 4-inch. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, right there. 4-inch fold over with riveting down the middle. Yeah, I think that'll look good. Does that mean my 4-year-old needs a license? We do modified power wheels. This kind of reaches there. Yes, I think so. Hey, Brian, how are you? Yeah, because here's the thing. At some point, okay, and I want to use an example, and it's a slightly different example, and I'm not trying to talk about weapons, guns, but I think it's an example of sometimes you have to let a little common sense seep into what good rules and policies should be. Brian, how are you doing, brother? How's things, man? Localized steroid injections, a lot of personal time. You decide. Yeah, you decide. Number of years ago, it must have been like about a decade ago. Father took his 8-year-old son out to a shooting range, in which they handed their son, I guess it was perfectly legal, handed the son an automatic. And kids start firing it. Recoil caused him to continue just continue to go with it. And he shot himself and killed himself. So again, I'm not saying that looking. This is not a ban guns conversation. I'm not that guy. Not talking about that. But I think what it does is it continues the conversation of at what point do certain things happen that we let our kids do that just don't make a lot of sense. Like if you're, and I do a trail walk, and there are kids that have blasted by me at pretty significant speeds on their e-bikes. I'm not a big fan of people doing that with regular bikes because it's a multi-use trail, right? If this were a cycling only trail, it'd be a different conversation. But the point of it was that, these kids are bombing down there. Most of them had helmets on, except a couple didn't. But they're doing excessive speeds. Now, as a cyclist, I've been used to just like, all right, you see somebody coming at you on a bicycle. My first thought was just like when I was living in a city, it's like just like a car. It's like, you know what? Got to avoid. So you kind of keep your eyes on where things are going and get ready to do a quick move. But if you got an elderly couple who might not be hearing these kids coming from behind, and then suddenly you make a last minute jerk, and now you get an elderly person hit by, somebody doing 30 miles an hour, 25 on an e-bike. Let's see. Yes, I agree with at least some kind of rule policy for vehicles that go past 25 unassisted, especially for people age 15 and below. Yeah, I would say 16 and below. Treat it like a car. Do it like a car. Let's see what Brian has to say. Doing good. Just got to the warehouse. I understand my kid has a whole helmet and neck support because Power Wheels drag racing gets serious. Some kids' cars are 60. We have fun. At least I'm not crazy. At least you're protecting your kid to some degree. And hopefully they've gone through some kind of safety course on how to do that. It's great. Like in downtown, we have bike lanes and are not allowed on sidewalks. Yeah, and I'm totally like, I hate bikes on sidewalks. Bicycles, e-bikes, any of that stuff, get the fuck off of there. Like when I was living in Boston years ago, the same thing. I never rode my bike on the sidewalk on rare occasion when I'm kind of hopping off to get into a building. But you never rode on a sidewalk. You rode on a bike on the road. If they're on a regular bikes going fast, at least they ain't maintaining that speed. That's correct. My kid has a cutoff switch on the car and a wireless button I carry. That's good. See, Brian, that's, again, great technology. Great technology. Power Wheels drag racing is on a closed course, so that's still fine. Yeah. On a closed course, it's a different thing. On public roads, on public trails, that's where things get a little interesting. And at the same time, kind of like going back to that case with the kid and the gun, they were in a protected environment, at least, right? It's unfortunate what happened. But that's where, again, common sense stuff should probably kick in a little bit. Well, in our socialist hellhole, electric bikes are limited to 12. Above that, they are legally considered a moped. Excellent. Call it a socialist hellhole as much as you like. Totally fine with that. Thank you, Peter. Blame the parents these days when their kids bike, they stay on sidewalk because it's safer. Well, that's also a different thing. Part of it is also looking at the environment. If you got a kid on training wheels, they're not going to be riding on a road. I get that. Sidewalk is fine. It's when you're starting to get to a certain speed, over 10, 15 miles an hour. By the way, 15 miles an hour on a bike, it's pretty fast at times. Okay, let's do some lines. Let's do lines. Let's do lines. Come on. Lines. All right, this one's going to be the fun one. I think we're just going to I'm just gonna draw a line. It doesn't matter here because this can easily be done by measuring after I get the line laid down. That's the center. So I'm gonna do. think we'll go. There's the box right there. No, I forgot to do this side. Sorry, guys. Give me a second here. Damn it. One of the things I don't like about this stand is that lever. I wish the lever kind of came down and locked it low, not up high, but it is what it is. Let's see. I was trying to explain that DK already agree with you, George, and use American nomenclature to do so. Got it. Thank you, Peter. Of course, you should see some parents. Kids go so fast without a cutoff switch, they smack a wall. It's a half basketball court of distance for the track kids. But they're little. Yeah. See, that's. And what's the concern with something like that? Let's say your kid significantly injures themselves. I'm assuming that there's probably waivers that you have to fill in. But the problem is parents do. This is kind of maybe changing the conversation a little bit, bringing all of it under. Parents make dumb decisions because the thought is that it's okay. And if things go badly, there ought to be a law, or we should, or I'll sue, right? And look, we've all done it. I'm not saying that that I'm the perfect parent and I haven't been stupid with the things that my kids have done. I sure shouldn't have, because as an example, we let our kids probably have internet access and smart devices too early. Stupid. Thankfully, yes, they're on their devices too much, but at least they haven't gone down into the dark webs and shit like that. There are certain people who shouldn't be parents, period. Yes, but it's not up to you or me to determine, or a government to determine, who should be a parent. Trust me, Tom, that's a worse problem. All right, let's draw another 2 millimeter line. This is fun. Actually, first thing we're going to do, tip it towards me. There we go. Better. In fact, before we do that line, I just realized something. I got to draw a center line first. Come on. 1, 2. I got to draw a line across there, but I think that should be fine. But let's do this very quickly. One, 2. Right. Let's see where we are. There's rules I enforce for my kids' safety. I've done actual drag racing. I smacked a wall on a track at 150 plus and flipped once. Having fun is cool, but safety and waking up for the next day is better. Brian, amen. Amen, Brian. Yeah. Couldn't agree more. Dude, I mean, I've done stupid shit on my bike. I got hit 3-4 times by cars. And I try to do my best to protect myself, and and you just got to do what you can to protect yourself and not do stupid shit. Whether there needs to be more laws is to limit how much. No, the limits when it comes to age and fun. Yeah. Good for you, Brian. God bless. Right. Let's lay down some tape. And this is going to be interesting. So this is going to be 0.1 sides, 0.15 top. So pull both of these out. That's the last line, isn't it? No, I got to do those two, those interiors. Morning, old people. Morning, youngster. How you doing? Let's go to work, Nick. Yeah, we were talking about on the drive back from was it the drive back? Fuck, where was it? Okay. So Tuesday. Morning, kiddo. On Tuesday, we went to my cousin Barbara's funeral in Concord. So we went from the seacoast up in Maine. Basically, you just do a dead west drive. But doing so, we go through an area called Epsom. Finally got to sleep in. Good for you, Nick. How you feeling? A little rested, I hope? I mean, all that partying you do, you probably needed it. So it's a dead west drop, and we go through a place called Epsom. And Epsom has a circle. Almost 50 years ago. It must have been 78, 79. I had a teacher. It relates to scale modeling. I had a teacher who was a scale modeler and knew that I was doing scale modeling. And he and I started doing a lot of talking. And, you know, he lived just like a couple blocks away from us. Anyway, substitute teacher. And at one point, he says, hey, there's a shop that in Epsom Circle. Do you want to come with me to go look at models, go buy some models? I don't even remember if I asked my mom or not. So, yeah, of course. Let's go shopping. I'm going with this guy who I don't know anything about. And we're doing, you know, I'm going shopping. Bad shit could have happened. Today, something like that, theoretically, would not happen, right? Because we put so many safeguards around our kids. But I think if I went without my mother's permission, dumb fuck me. But if my mother allowed it, I'm not going to say dumb fuck her, but, you know, I think there was he's a teacher. How bad can it be? Right. Anyway. Let's see. There's laws that do limit how much modification you can do to a car before it's dangerous. The issues, it's by state, not federal. Good morning, Kevin. Good morning. How are you, my friend? Because of the rules, values of some states has zero rules on that. I feel more tired than if I got up at 4 a.m. Dude, ain't that the case? What was it? Wednesday morning when I decided not to do the live stream. We were at the hotel. It's just like I slept until 8 a.m., woke up, and I still felt tired by like 1, 2 o'clock. Epsom, as in the salt, as in the salt. Yep. Epsom, New Hampshire. Epsom, I think. Epson. God, it's been a long time. Epsom's. No, it has to be Epsom. Epsom Circle. All right, let's cut this thing. Stay. Lay down line number 1, which is going to go this way, because that's going to cross over that way. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Yes, yes, indeed. I hope this looks good. I hope this comes out good. Just before we... Fucker. Sorry. Epsom, as in the salts. That doesn't... it's kind of hard to say. I think I'm going to kick this side up a bit more. There's that. Now let's do a measurement. Two. That's still too low. Sorry, guys. Give me a second here. Okay. That line looks better. Okay. It's a little breathing. Boy, I'll tell you, that burned you out fast. Can't wait for Monday. I'm going to sleep in until noon. Nice. Are you working today, Brian? So, George, did you do an outside live stream, by the way? Yeah, I was. We were up in Maine along the coast the last 5 days. 4.5 days. Yeah. So I did live streaming the last 2. The town of Merrimack County, New Hampshire, United States is spelled Epsom. There you go. Thank you, Peter. Mr. Google himself. Well, time for work. I'll talk to you later. Tom, take it easy, brother. Enjoy that workout. I'll be thinking of you as I'm drinking this coffee and working on a model. Having said that, I might do a trail hike today. If the weather is decent, I will do that. Okay, one piece of tape laid down. Let's do another. I hope this pans out. I really do. Again, it's interesting. I'm not sure if Ray is still on. He probably already bailed, but really appreciate the time. I've said it before and I'll say it again. I really appreciate Ray inviting me down a couple of years ago to go to the New England Air Museum, because the photos I took have been very instrumental in thinking how to scribe on this model to make it look less like an aesthetically doing the aesthetic lines or the functional lines, but thinking in terms of rivets, like the way an older plane would have been put together, or a helicopter would be put together. I like that. Riveting is kind of cool. So I'm kind of excited about doing this differently. Now, how's it going to look? Who the fuck knows? With luck, I don't blow it, but we'll see. I'm kind of fighting this thing still. All right. Does not look even. 2. Slightly above 2. So we'll bring this down to there. It doesn't look even. Not going to lie. Sorry, guys. Give me a second here. There we go. Better. Not good. Not right. Still off a little bit. Let me get this thing aligned a little bit better. That's better. Yeah, that's it right there. Okay. Whew. Let's see. Tom's gone. Hey, Charles. What's going on, brother? Good morning. Go so far as to say it was riveting. Sorry, I let myself out. Nice. 1 second. Okay, time's up. Chuck. What's going on, Charles? I'm assuming you're just getting home from work. I'm hoping you're still not at the fucking office. Okay, now let's do a quick check around that center line. that's too far. So we're going to do, oh, that might be pretty good. Could do that one right there and then do the 1 mil. Yeah, we'll do that. All right, let's anchor. I'd really like to get this scribing done. And then later today, I might work on riveting. And then tomorrow, if I get it all done, we can take a look and you guys can kind of let me know what you think. I might post some photos of it. Yep, had to stay a little over to train a new dumbass. I mean, coworker. Morning, fellers. Oh, man. The old guard. You whippersnappers. Dumbass. Okay, measure. This is 14 and a half. I'm going to go to 15 here. Oh, boy. This is going to be wild. Wild. Oh, shit. Box. No. That's fine. But it is that line is defined there. Yeah, it has to be. Hold it a second. Fuck it. Just do it. $15. So that it looks. It's on a compound surface, so it's going to be interesting to see what happens here. This one's a rehire. I don't know. I didn't know they did either. Yeah. Wow. You try a compass to lay out your scribe line measurements. I have, and I probably will do so again. Yeah, actually, that's not a bad idea. Where the hell is the compass? Measuring. Yeah. Let's do that. Good call. Totally spaced out that I had this tool. Thank you, Nick. Every now and then. That's why I keep Nick. The only issue with this model in doing so, Nick, is I'm not sure everything here is parallel. That can't do because it's too far inboard. Yeah, I don't know. Lines are pretty accurate. Question is whether I can do here. This I can't do this one. It's crashing into the wheel here. He's worried for sleeping in his truck, not answering radio calls to respond for violent patients and refusing to do stuff. So we shall see, I guess. And he got hired back. Mercy. Thank you, Nick. Okay, let's lay down some tape. 2 mil. It's a lot easier on curved surfaces. Yeah. Sounds like a real winner. Sounds like somebody you definitely want to have back, right? I don't understand that. All right, let's see how this lays down. This may not lay down as well as I hope. Yeah, it's a curved surface, so this is going to be interesting. Ooh, well, it's not going to be square. Unless I came across the top, which I could do later. However, I could do this line first. Let's see if I can get this thing to sit right. I could do this line first and then just use it as a stop. Yeah, that's what we're going to do right there. Okay, we're good. We're going to use this line as a stop, and then I'll take that piece of tape off, and then we'll do the other longer line. So this is a 0.15 line, if memory serves. And it's on this side. Yep. We'll do quick measurements. We can thank management for that. Of course, always blame management. Always blame management. 15, and this should be less than 15, 14 and a half. That's fine. Yep, good. All right, let's draw the line. Let's draw the line in. And this is, like I said, it's going to be a 0.15 all the way across. Show you. Take lifting a little bit here. Sorry, guys, give me a second here. Almost done here anyway. All right. That's done. That's what I missed. Probably not much. Not the much. I have to do the boxing on this side. Yep, good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more lines to do. I'd like to get those. What time is it? Yeah, it'll be tough, but might be able to get it done before I end a session today. 0.1s. Okay, that one's done. Let's do this one. And then once this is done, we get to drop the rivets inside. I'm not going to do that today, or at least I'm not going to do that this morning. But that is the next step. Okay. So far, so good. All right, looking good. Any ideas what color? Yeah, it's either going to be in United States Coast Guard colors, orange and white, or it's going to be maybe more like a darker, I think, excuse me, I think Ireland uses a darker orange, almost like an orange red. It'll be something like that. So colors have been, are kind of easy. What pattern? I have no idea. That's going to be the thing that's going to suck. That's going to be what sucks. Okay. I've been thinking a lot about it. I do have line art that I've printed, which I will probably be using at some point to kind of figure it out. But yeah. Part of it is that I want this thing to be recognizable. So when someone looks at it and says, oh, of course, that makes sense. I vote Puddle Pirate colors. Puddle Pirate. What the hell's a Puddle Pirate? All right, got that. Let's do this. Boxing. This one. I might have to scribe a line across somewhere here after this is done. We shall see. We shall see. 2 mil. Let's get this thing anchored. Would be cool. Then you can enter it in the military category. Really piss off the old guard. Absolutely. See, now we're thinking. Yeah. I don't typically enter into what category would go into though? I guess you could put it into helicopters, maybe. That'd be kind of interesting. Nice. A lot of people don't know the awesomeness of the Coast Guard's history and belittle it. First line of defense internally for the U.S. Oh, absolutely. Brian, are you a member of the Coast Guard? I know you're a member of the military. I thought you were Army, but I could be wrong. Oh gosh, no. One of the guys in our club, our vice president, first VP, he's a Coast Guard, former Coast Guard guy. And having watched a lot of Coast Guard rescue videos, there's a fabulous channel. The guy doesn't produce enough videos, and I get it. I wish he would. Brick and Mortar. His videos on like the sinking of ships, the Coast Guard rescue attempts or rescues. Oh my God. Yeah, no. Those guys, no. Also, Ken Suke, Ken Caldwell, he was a Coastie and he showed me some of the videos of stuff that he did. And it's like, no. Helicopter or vessel. Given that it has propellers, I would say helicopter, wouldn't you? Air Force. I'm a pencil pusher. Nice. It's called military humor. It's what we do. They have names for us. Take a chill pill. Nice. Coast Guard. Look at you. Military humor. All right, let's lay down some more lines. I may do a line across this kind of segment some of this, because otherwise it's going to be one big channel, and that I don't want. I'll probably just come straight across there, break that up. But for now, I want to get all three of these lines down first, and then, what am I doing? And then we will do one more parallel. Got those two. I really hope this works out, because I love the concept of the folded metal with the riveting in between. I really do like it. Marines are crayon munchers. Really? Especially the purple ones. They have a hint or grape flavor. What? Nolan now climbs out of the crib. Really? Hold it a second, Nick. For real? Oh, you're screwed. Oh, you're screwed. I'm laughing. Yeah. It's funny. My wife and I were talking about it. We saw a bunch of, oh, God. I got to tell you, 5, 6 kids, God bless you. 2 is enough for us, right? Everybody's got their threshold. As really called chair force. Nice. Chair force. But yesterday when we were walking back, we saw a family having 2 kids. My wife's like, yeah, I don't miss that. It's like, oh, I totally do. I miss having them at that age. Now, again, she was the primary caretaker, so I'm sure from her perspective, it was a little different. Yeah, I've done it twice since last night. Oh, you're effed. Oh, dude, you're effed. Yeah. I'm good with 2. 1. Let's take a look at that again. That doesn't look like it hit 2, but it could have. Yep, it did. Two. All right, this is a completely boxed in design. 1.5. Marines call us Army. Ain't really Marines yet. Nice. We always knew. I love it. Wow. That's cool. All in good jest. All in good jest. Right, Charles? Let's lay down. Okay. I want to do this. How do we want to do this? I got to do 2 off for 2. Give me a second here, guys. There we go. All right, let's see if I can get a 2mm line drawn across there. Unless you're Space Force. Yeah, man, I got to tell you. I'm excited about Space Force, but I'm kind of like, what do they do? If anybody's ever seen the movie Royal Space Force, Wings of Oneamis, It's kind of funny. The Space Force is not looked upon very well by the Air Force or any of the other more traditional services in the movie. And I'm wondering, is Space Force like that? Because it certainly sounds like, I don't even know what the hell they do, but it certainly sounds like something of the future, and we kind of need it. But yeah, right. I'll lay down those lines first. We're going to do it from this side. This seems to have enough meat on this side, so I'm not going to have too much of a problem laying down tape. Let's see. Either lays down well or it doesn't. Seems to lay down well. Let's make sure I got 2 mil on it. Seems to be. Nope, too much here. Pull this back. There we go. Okay, sorry guys, let's take a look at this. I'm only excited about Space Force returns into Star Wars. Nice. See, we have the Navy ball, Marine ball, and the Army ball. Now we get Space balls. Oh my God. Oh, I hope they never have that. Space Force is funny as hell. Love that show. Never was that before they created the before they actually created the service, or was that like after they created the service? Oh, good. Just a switch like that. Okay. Now I got to come across here. This one's going to be the one that's going to suck. After. Oh, shit. Wow. We're going to grab this. Yeah. Okay, got it. Yeah. First formed in 2019. The show was made within the year 2020. Wow. After. Crazy. Now we'll do the 2mm deal here. All right, there we go. Let's see if we can do that. That's going to be a tough line to do. All right, I'm off to bed. I'm tired. Y'all have a good one. Charles, you too, brother. Always good to see you, man. Get some rest, and hopefully we'll see you in the not too distant future. Let's get another piece of tape down. And actually see. Nick, question for you. So, Nick, question for you. So you said that your son crawled out of his crib. Great, that does happen. Ugh. And what did he do when he got out? Nope. Get some fresh tape. We're going to go much longer this time. Did he just come in and see you guys, or did he go watch TV, go play with toys? Something more nefarious, something less nefarious. Boy, this is going to be fun. .1, 0.5, so this should be 0.1. All right. Just going to do this by hand. Sorry, guys. Give me a second here. Can't tell how many lines I'm drawing here. This tape is not sticking exactly where I need it to be, which is fine. All right. Kind of fine. All right, so that looks in just a second. He was looking at books for a few minutes. Then he tried to open the door. Ooh, out of his room? Ooh. That is kind of crazy. Okay, how's that looking? Let's get the glasses on. Not too bad. Siblings, not twins, right? And this is 0.1. Sorry, guys. Give me a moment here. Okay. Yeah, his room. He can't open doors yet, but he's close. Yeah. One of the nice things about American doors, rather than European or I guess Asian as well, is that we've got knobs rather than handles. Good and bad. All right. All that is done. Let's take a look at this, but I think so far, yeah. So far, so good, my friends. I'm liking the way this came out. There is. Need to round that corner quickly. Okay. Whew. Now the only thing I want to do is just come up with someplace where I'm going to join lines together. I think, what are we going to do? Where would we do that? There. Yeah, I think we're going to do it right there. Join there, there. That gives all the riveting to stop there, and then this all continues around this way. Yeah. I think we're going to do that. Okay. So just lay down a little bit of tape here. Bring this down right to the corner. Come on. There we go. All right. We still have 4 people kind of hanging in there. Crazy. Love it. Thank you, guys. what I'll do is I'll do cleanup on this. I'll show you guys what we got, and then we'll probably call it a session. You guys can tell me what you think, but I like this from a kind of like within the mold of what we're trying to do here. Okay, there we go. Oh yeah. Let's get rid of that tape. Just want to round this a little bit here. All right, now let's do cleanup. Cleanup, we'll put some, what they call it on here, we'll brush it off. I'll do some pencil marks so you guys can see what it all looks like. But yeah, I like this design. This is nice. And like I said, in between, there will be riveting. So I'll be laying more tape down to get the rivets done. Maybe I won't need to do that. You see the white lines the way they are. Okay. Let's see if I can get this thing to focus, because, you know, I was focusing earlier, but maybe less so now. There it goes. There are the lines. And what I'm going to do is, in the middle, is going to run a, what they call it. We're going to run riveting. Likely, I'm going to do a little bit of a test here, but we have on this side here, we got 0.55, 0.65, and 0.75 pitch. Yeah, of course, now it doesn't want to focus, right? Come back out. Now I'm all blurry. I love it. There it goes. So the question is which one I'm going to probably end up doing. It won't be 0.75. It'll probably either be 0.55 or 0.65. Given the scale on this thing is pretty small, what I'm going to do is just break out the, got a little bit of time, right? Yeah, got a little bit of time. So these are, god damn, Shazam, that's tight. These are the Galaxy Tools rivet marking tool. Let's see if I can actually get it in focus. No, doesn't want to focus. Anyway, they make these in, there are 3 sets of 3. You got small pitch, medium pitch, large pitch. And then you have it in a large wheel. They make a small wheel. And then they also make one that allows you to go up into a corner. It's literally just a U shape. This is very tight because it's not spinning. So let's see if I can loosen that up a little bit. Orders finally came in, so time to leave. Awesome work, George, as always. Take care, everyone. Enjoy the rest. Dude, Brian, always good to see you, man. Always good to see you, and thank you for popping in. And may the rest of your day go peacefully. There we go. It's a little too loose now. We're going to tighten it up. Hopefully you'll be able to go home now, Brian. Tighten it up a little bit more. Just add a little bit more tension. There we go. All right. These tools back in. Go underneath. Grab this guy. Okay, what are we looking at? We are looking at a piece of plastic. Let's get some tape down. So we'll see what the pitch looks like. And this is the 0.55 pitch. Can barely see them. Yeah, those do look good though. Let's do a little bit of a pencil thing here. There we go. Those are tiny. I'm not sure if this is going to come through, guys, but let's see. It may not. Let's get this up here and let's see if that works. You can see the line. The question, I don't think it's going to resolve around the dots, unfortunately. It's not going to resolve along the dots. Oh, there they go. There they are. That's the 0.55. I'm going to try 0.65 now. I think 0.55 might be a little small. I see a line. But did you see the rivets? Ooh, mercy. That one's in there tight. God almighty. That fucking happens. Come on. Thank you. Wouldn't let go. Need to rub some panel liner on them so we can see them. I just did pencil, but I guess it didn't come through well enough. What I'll do right now, Nick, is let me do the 0.65, see what this looks like. And then we'll probably end up doing that. You are correct. We'll go this way. Let's get the 0.65 in here. And we'll do a little panel lining fluid. Hello. Okay. Weird. Okay. Let's do this. Have to redo that one because I went through that line too many times. Okay, let's see how that looks. Yeah. Press down a little harder this time. This is definitely a technique. I mean, I'm not going to lie. This is a technique. Let's get some aniline fluid on here. Get that out of the way. We'll clean up all of this stuff before we go. Oh, Lord. I use this stuff so rarely now. May not be visible, but we'll see. Let's see if it'll focus. There we go. So that is 0.65. Which I will probably end up going with. 0.75. Let's lay down 0.75. See what it looks like. No harm, no foul. I say those little sponges. Might be able to use those for 0.65 looks good. Yeah, I think 0.55 might be too small. We're going to do 0.75 now, Nick, and then figure it out. I don't want to go. I don't think I want to go much larger than this. That's for darn sure. Now, there's nothing to say that I can't use two different sizes too. Holy jumper Jehoshaphat. I did not want to let go. There we go. Okay. .75. Let's get some tape here. Get some scrap tape. Okay. I am getting the feel of using this tool. I did not do a good job of it because actually you'll see that they doubled up a little bit on the lines. That's going to be the fun part. Gotta make sure I don't do that. Unlike a chisel, this stuff has a tendency to want to ride up on tape. So I may actually look to see if I've got maybe Dymo. I know I've got Dymo tape here somewhere. I might have to try Dymo instead, which usually it's an embossing tape. It's a little thicker than this stuff. All right, and that's the 0.75. Yeah, sorry. There we go. 0.75 is the one that's closest to my finger. So going from what you're seeing from right to left, you've got 0.55, 0.65, and 0.75. Let's see if I can get a little closer. Yeah, let's see if I can find the Dymo tape. Scribing. There it is. Yeah, I think we're going to go with Dymo rather than. Yeah, we're going to use Dymo tape rather than the traditional scribing tape. It's a little thicker and hopefully will prevent me from jumping up on the tape a little bit more. In fact, I'm going to experiment a little bit with it right now, and then we're going to call it a session. Let's put away 1, 2, 3. Actually, I'll leave the Dymo tape out right there. Definitely thicker. Oh yeah, definitely thicker. Yeah, this should make it easier. All right, so doing the 0.75 again using the Dymo. Yeah, less ramping, no ramping. I'm good. We're going to go to 0.75. Get rid of that. That's what we're going to do. 0.75, my friends, 0.75. In fact, do I want to leave this out? Yeah, we'll leave this out. All right, we'll put some tools away, and then we're going to call it a session, I think. Thank you, Nick. I can leave that right there because I'll use that most regularly. These are going to stay out because the 0.75s, all this stuff is going to get used. That can go there for now. These, actually, take it back. These can go back in here for the moment. Close that up. That stays there. That stays there. That stays there. Okay. Chisel discipline. Put your chisels away. Put the ruler away. Sandpaper away. That can sit there. Those are good. Those are good. This is going to sit right there. There we go. Okay. What did I do with my last chisel? Yeah. Wrong spot. 0.1. There we go. All right. And we're done. So we've got scribing done on the arm, on the shoulder section, And what we're going to do is I'm going to try to get some riveting done inside, see what it looks like, and then go from there. And if that works, I'm then going to skip the other side for the moment. We will get back to it, but I'm going to start working on the head as well. The head is going to be interesting because I am going to be doing, if you take a look at the very top there, that round bit, I am going to try to do some kind of circular riveting around there. I have no idea how. That's going to be the fun one. Do riveting across and scribing across most of this top section. So far, what I'm seeing, I'm liking. I think seeing what the riveting inside here looks like is going to be the determining factor on if I continue with this style of 2 millimeter spaced lines with riveting in between. We'll see. We shall see. 4 inches is what we got. 1, 2, 3, 4 spacing, which seems like it's about the right amount of folded material. Might be a little too large, but I'm okay with it. I might go to something smaller on the interior body, but right now I think what I'm seeing, I'm really happy with. So there we go. All right, my friends, stay safe and stay sane. Thanks for being on this morning. I do appreciate it. Anyway, guys, go out there and do good. Don't be like our leaders. Go out there instead. Show kindness, love, and respect. Treat people with respect. Don't vilify. Don't other people. It's just not right. All right. Instead, better to show kindness, love, and respect. Anyway, do good, enjoy, and I will catch you guys on the flip. Peace.